Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I am here checking out Accel World vs Sword Art Online, the fourth and final MMO-ish game from Bandai Namco, at least on the Vita anyway. They're probably going to do more of these because they keep selling like bloody hotcakes, but well, this will be the last one we see on Vita. They have confirmed that. And it's such a shame because they base it off bloody Lost Song and not off Hollow Fragment or Hollow Realization. I thought I was going to need longer with this game considering I only got it this morning and I've only been playing it for 3 hours. So, yeah, if that doesn't give you an idea of what we're in for, I don't know what will. I mean, it's probably not that bad, but you know me, I'm pickier than anything. So let's just go have a quick look around first. Options, basic sound stuff, controls, this is all pretty self-explanatory. There's lots of controls in this game though, I gotta say. The huge amount of controls here is just kind of ridiculous. I'll keep it on B because I like B the most. Camera, this is all also pretty self-explanatory. There's custom chat for when you go online. I did try to go online a couple of times, but there were no games found, but I can't imagine they would have screwed that up too badly, but, you know, tread lightly. And miscellaneous. I have the difficulty on hard because the game is ridiculously easy if you put it on normal, and if you put it on hard, then all the bosses get really damn spammy and can knock you out in basically one volley if you can't get out of the way in time, which is really, really frustrating. And, of course, the other ones all speak for themselves. So let's go load into my game straight away. Unfortunately, there's no save slots, so I can't really put the game in a place where there's a decent cutscene to watch. So we're going to do all our menu diving beforehand before we go hop into the actual game. I imagine by the time we get into the actual game, I'll know exactly where I need to go, because that's how the game's been the last few hours. Just go to this point, or find out a place to go from a random guy in the city, and then go to this point. That's pretty much how it works. This is our hub world. It's got some pretty basic stuff going on. We actually just came out of the maintenance booth, which lets us change our party members. We're not going to be changing our party members for the majority of this video, though. There's the matching portal, which will let you do all the multiplayer stuff, including both player versus environment and player versus player, but honestly, with the combat the way it is on the Vita version, I would not recommend that in the slightest. There are people running around you can talk to, including there's Black Lotus from Accel World. The crossover explanation so far is literally, something's brought them together and we don't really know why. That's pretty much it. I admit that the story of this game isn't exactly something I'd be into because it's bloody Accel World vs Sword Art Online and I don't know shit about either of them. But there you go. Weapon shop there, item shop there, a engraved stone shop, which is the Accel World version of weapons there, and a material shop for, well, making upgrades and stuff. There is also the smithy over here that you can go have a look at. Of course, Lisbeth is here. You can enhance your weapons to make them stronger. You can synthesize new weapons, and you can transform weapons once they've hit the maximum rank to make them even stronger. Nothing too out of the ordinary. There's an arena up here, but the damn thing hasn't worked yet. That might actually be where I need to go. And in the middle of the area there, you can see that's a portal that will take you to whatever world you wish. I imagine there's at least 4 maps, that depending on the, what's it called? On the list of stuff that you get immediately. You'll understand what I mean once I go there. Let's just talk to these people. They might actually... Yeah, sometimes these people know what's actually going on and you need to ask them, but sometimes you'll just need to go into the world and wait for the exclamation point to show up. It doesn't actually show up immediately, which is annoying as shit. Anyway, more menus, just while we're here. Remember, you can come here to check all your people's stats and their skills. The way skills work in this game is they work pretty much like in Lost Song. What happens is as you level up, you will gain new skills, and the level limit in this game, I believe, is 1000. You can also use different weapon types in order to level up different skills there. So as you can see, I've been doing dual blades with Kirito, so I've got a bunch of these skills leveled up already. I don't know if leveling up actually increases their damage this time, like in Lost Song. I imagine it does. It says power increases by raising skill levels. I was going to assume yes, I just haven't really noticed the difference. I mean, my Gale Slicer is a level 46, and it doesn't seem to be any stronger than it was at level 1, so there you go. There's also one-handed and two-handed sword things. I'll try and show off as many I'll try and show off as many variations of attacking as I can, but really they're not that different from each other in the grand scheme of things. You do also have magic, but magic is you don't actually get all your magic from the out unless you've got the right characters. I've only probably just unlocked all the characters, considering I'm 3 hours in and they just keep dumping party members on me. Have fun leveling them all up individually. At least you don't have to do that for a trophy, but good lord. There's support magic, and then there's, of course, special abilities, which will be added by things like your shield, or your weapon, or the items you can have equipped. There's all the items you can have equipped. Seriously, there's not actually that many. Kind of unfortunate, really. It just kind of makes this whole loot system a bit boring, considering they can only really have one specific effect, and then some more effects going on up there, but yeah, it's just not really that interesting of a looting system. I don't really feel the need, want, or desire, or whatever, to go through and actually bother looting shit. You can also come here to map your shortcuts. You've got you've got 4 shortcuts, and you've got 6 buttons for each shortcut, so there's R and there's L plus light attack and heavy attack on the D-pad, and you can tap on the bottom right corner of the screen and it'll change to the second set, but I don't have enough to make it worth swapping to the second set yet, so I don't really see the point. I don't think the AI will actually use skills that aren't in their shortcuts, so I think you do have to go through and put everything in, just in case. I'm not 100% sure about this, but that's kind of what it seems like. It's a bit odd. But anyway, every party member does have their own thing going on with them. They have their own main weapon and sub-weapon type, but everything else is pretty much the same, so not that big of a deal. The Accel world characters are actually slightly more interesting, but we'll get into that once we get into the actual game. There are quests you can get. There are friend quests and extra quests. Friend quests are really big ones that you can find that are in the middle of the world. I've only done one of them as part of the main plot, and it's basically just go through this really short, really boring dungeon and take out the big boss at the end with tons of health. And challenge is some pretty simple stuff. Defeat those skeletons, need this resource, get to this area. That is literally it. And of course you can carry around different items. So yeah, I've got a bunch of different materials and stuff like that, but I don't really have anything I would want to use just yet. Data, messages from your friends, but obviously I don't have any yet. This is your database, it's basically a glossary. And titles, which you get via, well, doing specific goals. Like as you can see here, played the game for 10 hours, and I've only got 3 hours, 14 minutes. And there's, of course, all this other stuff going on here as well. So, there's the options menu again, by the way. Might as well head out. Not much else to do here. As you can see, there's only 4 entries there, so I'm led to believe there's only going to be 4 major overworlds. And the overworlds are pretty big, but they are also very empty. Sometimes you'll find, like, treasure chests, and the quest markers will add some stuff, and there are quests that you can get, like, in the middle of nowhere, which are just, like, kill these 5 enemies within the time limit, get these 5 little objects within the time limit, kill as many as you can within the time limit, and all they really do is give you money and this other resource called BP, which I haven't actually learned how to spend yet. But I imagine it's got something to do with the Accel world characters, because according to the plot, the Accel world characters are using that. But, well, you'll understand why I couldn't be bothered to wait to see what that mechanic actually did. So here's the game. Looks pretty nice. Frame rate takes an absolute shit, no matter what you're doing. It's awful. Like, this is the worst frame rate I've seen in any... Like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at how rough that camera is. That is so many different forms of ridiculous. So many different forms of ridiculous lag going on there. That's hard to believe that the game even got out in this state. It's really quite unfortunate. I actually got hit there. God damn it. So here's how the combat works, but if you've played Lost Song, you've probably heard most of this already. So you have a light attack and a heavy attack, just like a Dynasty Warriors title. You can dodge out of the way, and you can press the X button to jump, or if you're floating in the air like I am right now, you can double tap it to fall down. You can use the R button plus the square and the triangle button to use 2 of your shortcuts. You can also hold circle to guard, but if your MP meter goes down below the specific point, you're screwed. You can also hold R and press X, but that doesn't really do anything. You've also got your D-pad for the Sword Art Online characters. Your D-pad will make you fly or just hover. And combat basically works the same. Your combo never really improves. Ow. So basically you just... Wow, hit both of us? Okay. Your combos never really improve. Again, you just get more skills to use. 2 red drops at once apparently, okay. Not entirely sure what I did to deserve that game, but whatever, I'll take it. You can use the shoulder buttons, of course, to use your special abilities. Some of which, wow, okay. Some of which are passive. Not so much passive, but, give you, like, passive status buffs for a little bit. Like, extra defense, extra attack, what have you. As you can see what abilities level up as you go on. And obviously, the more you use an ability, the more it'll level up. Which is why I've got an ability up to level flipping 50. There are a couple of other things going on as well, like you can see a switch meter up the top there, and that's definitely new to the Lost Song formula. But the basic idea is, it's not even like it is in the Hollow Fragment games, where using it at the right time was actually useful. In this game, switching is literally just hit them with an attack, which is very easy to hit, and you more or less can't fail. Like, how do you describe it? Like, if you miss, you don't lose the meter. So you can just keep swinging away until you actually hit the attack. And once you do, the enemy will be frozen in place for a bit and you do double the damage. Also, you swap to the next person along in your character roster. So if I just come and land here. Don't know why here, just here in general. Landing. So I can actually swap characters mid-thing, and this is actually the Accel World character, which is going to be much more interesting to most people who play this series. You can swap to other characters, you can do a lock-on by tapping the right side of the touchscreen, you can use items by tapping the bottom left. I've got a bunch of potions there. You do actually have to go and equip those items, which is annoying as sin, but there you go. And you can also give out AI commands. The AI in this game isn't too bad. They will actually save your ass from time to time, which is nice. They are capable. They aren't amazing, but they are definitely capable. They'll use all the abilities they've got equipped. They'll do pretty much everything. They're fine. But really, it's just this horrible frame rate. And it comes in and out at the worst possible times. Like, right now it's alright and smooth, but fighting another enemy like this, the game's frame rate will just die. It will slow to a crawl, and I'll lose any sense of timing that I had previously. The attacks will feel way slower and way more sluggish than they did previously. And I'll just have so much trouble keeping up with what's going on just because of how bloody annoyingly slow it all is. There goes the frame rate. Apparently I also managed to miss, but he came in and decided to kill the big monster anyway. That's a thing. The Accel World characters do work a bit differently compared to the Sword Art Online characters. The problem is, though, they share all the same attacks. So there's a couple of characters that I unlocked previously that have exactly the same attacks. Like the Archer character, whose name I can't remember, from Accel World, will work exactly like, Christ, I can't remember their bloody names. But she'll work exactly like the Archer character from Sword Art Online. The only real difference between using these characters here is that their MP meter doesn't fall and regenerate by itself. You need to charge it using regular attacks. You can't fly, so you need to use a series of really big jumps and this move here that you can do by pressing the X and the square button at the same time, which is basically a rush tackle. Everybody has this move in the Accel World. At least I think most of them do. I tried like 3 characters and they all had it, so I'm going to assume they've all got it. Because assumedly they all can't fly either. But other than that, it's just the same combat. Once again, the same combat that is just over-reliant on the frame rate needing to be good, and of course, since the frame rate's not good, the combat really suffers for it. Usually by now it's told me where I need to go to do the next part of the main quest, which is kind of annoying actually. You can see all the little bits of the map here. I was hoping to show off some of the voice acting. It really is Sword Art Online voice acting. Like, that's really what it is. Like, have you heard the voice acting from Hollow Fragment, Hollow Realization, Lost Song? If any of those are familiar, you'll know exactly what it sounds like. Also, apparently this is a no-fly zone, despite the fact that my character technically can't fly. Very odd. There are a couple of other things I haven't talked about, like the Skill Connect, which is literally just use your skills one after another and you'll get a power boost and animation cancel out of it. But really, it just... nothing can save this game's combat just because of how bad the frame rate gets. Not to mention it's a real pain in the ass trying to fight with the Accel world characters because you constantly have to use that X plus square boost tackle move or whatever it is in order to get close to your enemy. Because as you can see, they can just fly away and you can just go right past them, like I just did twice to an enemy I was locked onto. That was honestly annoying as shit. What was that about? I'm surprised I haven't come across one of the quests you can find out here, you know, find 5 things, kill 5 things in a time limit, ow. That was it? Really? Could have given me a little bit more to work with there, game. Oh look, treasure chest. I don't really feel like exploring this world, just because I'm not even going to bother opening that treasure chest, because all it'll have is, like, money. Like, I opened a chest with 500 money in it, and I had 30,000 at the time. So it's like, what's the point? What in God's name is the point? Alright, yeah. Here is one of the quests I was telling you about. Look at the frame rate! Holy crap! That drop! I actually came across this quest earlier and it's actually really hard because look, all these things are here, they're all aggressive, and of course it's this game. The problem with this game's combat design is that they absolutely love throwing monsters at you that just spam out really high damage attacks, and of course if you put it down to a lower difficulty, the game just gets way too easy. The game is overly reliant on massive flurries of attacks to actually get it to work. And I am actually going to be able to show you a boss because thankfully the game is like, oh god, Leaf is dead. That's bad. I am actually going to be able to show you a boss monster at the end of this video because thankfully they make some of the boss quests repeatable. I'm getting the hell out of dodge. Nope, never mind, I'm dead. Where's Kirito? He's there. Run. Time to go. Bye-bye. If you want to just leave the quest, you just run the hell away. See? There it goes. I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to figure out where the next bloody story bit is, aren't I? Normally they tell you where it is. Find a way to access the new map. Usually they give you an idea of where it is, but it appears this time they do not want to do that. So, just down, just so I can fall a little faster. I wonder what that is over there. It's probably not what I'm looking for, but we'll go have a look anyway. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. This is the objective marker for one of the quests I have to do. So if I just drop here, I can take that. If I can... Yeah, see, there it is. That's just a quest thing, really. There is a dungeon here too. If I come down here, maybe I'll be able to go into it, but... Oop, okay, drop. There we go. Crumbling cavern, they say. Okay. Is there even going to be anything in here? The last cave like this had a quest giver out the front, but I think that was because it was a story thing. And it was because it was a story thing. It was how I got one of the bloody party members. Actually, the question is, do I actually get my guys revived now that I've come in here? I do not. I do get their drops, though. Yeah, as you can see, it's just a dungeon. A really simple, kind of boring dungeon. Right, I guess I'm going to have to go back to town and try and figure out where the bloody hell I'm supposed to go for the next part of the story so you can hear some more of the voice acting. Thank you for not letting me have separate saves, game. Also, horrible, horrible loading times. Horrible, horrible loading times. Horrible, horrible loading... Seriously? Christ almighty. Alright, back to the P. The P is where the portal is back to town. There is also apparently a multiplayer portal somewhere around here, but I will be damned if I know where it is. I'll be damned if I care. This dungeon down here is actually the dungeon that I did the story part in, but yep, no real point to it. 2 of my teammates are dead. Just gonna slow down, get all my stamina back, and continue on. Let's go back to the floating city of Rhine. God, I hate loading times. Do you hate loading times? This is running off a memory card, so it shouldn't be this bad. Who the hell do I talk to? He was right in front of you. Okay, you. Nope. There's a treasure chest here, but it's sealed. That actually happened to me in the... Of course it did. I don't even know which one of these characters will give me the information I need to let me move on, so I have to talk to... Ooh. No, don't fast forward. No, auto, thank you.
君たち、サドンクエストには遭遇したかい？これは私の推論に過ぎないが、あれはカーディナルのストレスが原因で発生しているようでね。このまま放っておくと大変まずいことになるかもしれない。すまないが、ストレスを少しでも取り除く手伝いを頼まれてくれないか？君たちにも事情がありそうだからね。片手間にサドンクエストをクリアするだけでいい。そして、まあ、これも時々で構わないのだが。
Let me guess.
クエストの状況を聞かせてくれるとありがたい。きっと。
And let me guess, I have to talk to... Where'd she go? What the hell? Where'd she go? And why do I have a message? Alright, I'm going to guess that this is on the way to the next part of the thing. Most of the story dialogue and stuff I've seen so far is literally just... It seems like fan service from top to bottom, which is kind of what Sword Art Online turned into at this point, but... Well, there you go. Right, let's go to the arena. And what's the bet? We're going to have to fight a boss. Because it's the arena. I have been here before. It was stark raving empty. That's not even a phrase. Right, these would be all, yeah, these would be all the things. So as I expected, doing sudden quests will allow me to continue through the rest of the game. Thanks, game. I would have loved to hear some voice acting, but I didn't have the foresight to record them in advance. Oh, Christ. But seriously, it's... any of the other games will do the trick. It is the same set of voice actors for the SAO people, and the people from the other games sound almost exactly the same, so we're not going to bother doing a sudden quest though. We are just going to do a big boss fight while I talk about the rest of the game. And try and summarize it all. Yes, we will continue with that. And I don't actually want to go swapping characters now, but I don't have anyone who's high enough level to take this on, but we'll go and see if I actually do. Party. As you can see, they all start at relatively low levels, which is not particularly good. Ardor, I'll keep Black Lotus around just to be safe, and Sachi, why the hell not? All the voice acting, all the dialogue I've read from this game so far really just does seem to be fan service pandering, which is not particularly great, but then again at the same time it is flippin'... Right, I have to go to the portal first. It all seems to be that sort of thing. And of course, with the looting not being very special, the actual combat really being hampered by the fact that it slows down immensely even at the best of times, and just the general everything else around it not being very good, I find it very hard to keep engaged in this game for even 3 hours. As you can see here, I am not doing very well. Since we've accepted the quest, it just sends us right in to the boss fight. Shouldn't be too hard, considering I'm going to mainly be using a character that's ranged, but at the same time, the boss will be level 170, so chances are I'm going to get my ass handed to me by it, but oh well. Yep, this is a... okay, yep. And she's got the teleport too. The teleport wouldn't even help her in the grand scheme of things, because this lady's a bowman. Or bow girl. So just, as you can see, she just fires off bows, and if you hold trying... whoops. Oh, I took a lot of damage. But yeah, if you hold triangle, you aim. But of course I can't aim that high. Because of course I can't. Stop moving, damn it. But yeah, the combat's a bit dull, the looting's a bit dull, all the other RPG stuff on the outside is a bit dull. Not helped by the fact that the game's performance is absolutely horrible, even at the best of times. And after 3 hours, I find the game to be an absolute sodding bore. It doesn't even look that good. Like, seriously, this game looks really dated. It makes me wonder why people complained about distance fog on the PlayStation 1, because distance fog on the PlayStation 1 was not the best solution to a problem, but when the other solution involves having to deal with this shit, having to deal with the game's frame rate just dropping massively out of nowhere all the bloody time, it really isn't pleasant in the slightest. It's not even close. I don't even know what these skills are. I haven't tried them before. Skill correct. And of course I missed, because the damn thing dodged. You can see, bloody Black Lotus just constantly falling away. I hope this one can hit from this distance. It can, thank God. As you can see, the boss has a ton of health, and as you also saw via the fact that I took a massive hit that took out half my HP, it also hurts pretty badly too. I originally came into this game thinking I'll probably just not like her because it'll probably be dull as dishwater like Sword Art Online Lost Song was. But the frame rate drops just make it bloody untenable. I don't even want to play it after 2 hours. It makes me feel kind of ill. Not very good to play a game that makes you feel ill because its frame rate drops so bloody much. I usually don't even have a problem with this. I mean, I've played Gundam Breaker 3 to death on the Vita, and I didn't have a problem with it there, but this game just sucks at the handling the frame rate drops properly. It's so bad. Maybe they should have just stopped at Hollow Realization. That game didn't do very well in the performance either. I'll be able to show you what a Switch looks like in a minute, thankfully. And it'll also be with Black Lotus, and I'll be able to do an absolute ton of damage with Black Lotus, because hooray! Kind of sick of saying Black Lotus. Alright, triangle and circle is the Switch attack. I actually have to hit it properly. It's kind of hard to tell when you're in the right spot. But anyway, Black Lotus fires off a massive amount of damage, and as you can see there, it took out about half the health bar. Took out about a full health bar, actually, in one attack. You know, can I do it again? See, I've tried doing it twice, but... No, there we go. Switch actually worked this time. Might as well stay with Sachi for a little bit. She has a halberd, you can see what it looks like. Yeah, I find it really annoying. I don't think it's any fun to play. I believe that if you're looking for a 3D Dynasty Warriors-ish game with a bit of looting behind it, Dynasty Warriors is better. If you're looking for anything like that, Gundam Breaker is better. Pretty much anything is better. Hell, I would say Hollow Realization was better than this. At least Hollow Realization kept everything interesting because you had all those abilities and those were the main ways for you to attack mostly. And this game just not only bores me, but makes me feel kind of ill with how bad the frame rate gets sometimes. And before anyone says anything, no, it is not the kit, it is not the recording, this is how bad the frame rate gets on the Vita. I don't care if you say you don't notice it, it's there, and it is horrible. I've had people try and do that before. Someone said, like, I had the most stuck up comment in my bloody, what was it called? My video of, brain work with me here. I had this most stuck-up guy in the world try and tell me that it wasn't the game, that it was actually my fault in my Attack on Titan video, and the guy was so clueless, it pissed me off so much. But anyway, there we go, boss down. Apparently I'm a BP millionaire. I can't find anything to like about Accel World vs Sword Art Online. I really can't. I mean, I did feel the same way about Lost Song, but even Lost Song wasn't this bad performance-wise. Yeah, I got no praise to give on this one. Play anything else. Gundam Breaker 3, Dynasty Warriors, even some of the other Sword Art Online games, they will all be better than this. This is a huge disappointment. A huge disappointment. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.